Woof! Well, hello, everyone. It's time for our New Year's Resell-utions. I know I use it every year, but still, New Year's Resell-utions. That's what it's for. That's what we're going to talk about today. Happy 2026, everyone. Not sure whether Rick's joining us or not. He's actually working on packing something. We actually sold something, yay. But what I'm going to do today is spend a little time taking you through our New Year's resolutions, like to try and figure out how we can handle 2026 after the year we went through in 2025. And one of the things that I had posted actually was, let's pretend we're going to be better people in the new year. I don't know whether we are, but let's pretend that we're going to be better people in the new year. A big hello to everyone who's joined us here. So what we got? We got Lisa, Kendra, Michael, Donna, Heather, Susan, Sandy, hey, Carl, Janet, let's see, Marianne, Joel, hey Joel, Paul is here, Tamara, Mr. Greg, hello, Elisa, Candace, if I didn't say that. Hey everyone. So yeah, that's what we're going to chat about. We're going to chat about stuff and see where we're going with stuff. So I thought, let's start the new year with a bang. Our first sale. Yay! Our first sale of the year. Here it was. This thing has been sitting for a year and a half or more. This Canadian exclusive, yay, Pop Funko. I bought a few of these actually at the Fan Expo in 2024. 2023. That's how long ago I bought them. And I bought like 4 of them because they were $15. And I sold some for like $60, $70, $80. I still had this one left. And didn't I say hello? Hello, Lisa. I still had this one left. Except I didn't. I have no idea where it went. Literally, my first sale of the year on January 3rd, I literally could not find it anywhere. Rick and I searched for almost 2 hours. 2 hours to try and find it. Now, what it didn't give us was what Michael had, which was 2 heart attacks in 5 days. So glad that you're joining us, Michael. And Joel had 2 accidents in 2 days. So at least I didn't have an accident, and I didn't have a heart attack, although I almost did. So far, I've only had 1 sale that I haven't found. So hopefully there's nothing that's going to be 2s. Oh, Susan woke up to a $175 sale to have them canceled 2 hours later. No, he's actually not joking. He actually did have 2 heart attacks. So it's it's an interesting thing to start out the year on the sales side of things, not the health of the car side of things. And I hope healthy for everybody. 2026. But to start off with a sale and then end up losing the sale. That was great. But in a little bit of a today, now I don't even know if this is good. Today, I had something else that sold. And this actually was listed. I think I listed it about a year ago. No, I listed it about a year and a half ago. I got it for $50 at an antique mall. And then I took it up. I listed it and I took it up to our antique mall. And we tried selling it there for like $175, $150. Couldn't sell it. Brought it back. Still had the listing live. So I cross-listed it over to Etsy. And I sold this yesterday for $250. Yay! I forgot that I don't have the right amount of duty on this. Boo! Yay, boo. Rick is actually, he just joined us. Rick is actually trying to work out right now.
Well, actually, I just checked. They paid $45 for shipping, so it's
Okay,
not
they
as
paid
bad.
$45 for shipping. You're so big, I'm so small.
I can't figure it out. I don't know what you did.
You want me to make myself bigger?
No.
Huh?
No.
Well, it looks really strange to see my head smaller than your head.
Near? Or sorry,
Yeah,
near?
do
Far.
the far. Sit back a little bit. So
I will try.
we're actually trying to figure out what to do on that because I just didn't think about it selling to the US, and some of the stuff that we have listed on Etsy, we're not thinking about it selling to the US. And so this happened to sell to the US on our Etsy account, and duty on China from Germany is 25%. Well, on a $200 item, that's $50. And at the end of the day, I'm still gonna make enough on it, make $100 plus on it with fees, etc. But it was still a little bit of a shock when Rick came to me and said shipping is going to be $75, and I'm like, oh geez, $55. I paid $55 for it.
I thought it was 50.
No, 55.
Oh, okay.
So at least I'm making a profit. But yeah, it was like, oh, is he going to be barky all day? Doug Dog has been so vocal the past 3 or 4 days. It's driving me crazy.
I will go get him.
Thank you. I did also have a Facebook sale, which was kind of okay. I had all these Christmas toys that I got. I've had them for years. I've made all my money on them. So I bulked them all up. And actually, this was a Facebook sale that was on in January. So again, it was like after Christmas. I ended up selling all these little, they're all little plastic ornaments still in their little thing. And I sold them all for 50 of them for $40. So again, I was happy with that. So I had a sale here, a sale there. We have our dealers up at our mall. We ended actually, our antique mall ended with our December being, even though there were about 5 days where it was so cold that you couldn't even get to the mall, we still managed to get almost $900. So $400 cost, so $500 profit from that. So we're going up later this week. We were going to put a sale on starting in January, and I was going to try and clear everything out and sort of go, okay, everything's going to be 40-50% off. And I forgot. And then we sold $200 worth of stuff. So it actually was better that I didn't put a sale on, because that $250 worth of stuff would have netted us only $140 if we put the sale on. So I've left the sale off for a little while. Maybe we'll put it on this week. I might wait until next week, but we might put it on this week just to try and get rid of stuff out of there. Heather sold a Barbie airplane on eBay, 84. My Facebook it sold for 40, but it's gone. Lisa said she took a bunch of Lego pouches, got for free with magazines, and got to a Lego store and made 170. That's nice. So yeah, it was just ways for us to try and make a little bit of money. And then we also did do a max sold, which we did at the end of December, and we pulled $1,300 from that. So December wasn't too bad when we factor in the max sold. January's starting off okay, but we still have to look at what are our Resell-utions. What are we going to do this year that, like everybody, I think a lot of people's resolutions are the same, like in many cases from year to year to year, and then you keep them for a week. Like I'm not going to buy another box of shortbread cookies from Costco, even if they're not on sale, and then I go to Costco and they're not on sale and I still buy the box of shortbread cookies, like that kind of thing. I didn't actually buy shortbread cookies from Costco. I bought them from Shoppers Drug Mart, but still they were shortbread cookies and they were covered with chocolate, but still they were only $2. But still, that was one of my resolutions for just normal life that I've
Yes, eat chocolate, have naps. Eat chocolate, have naps.
Eat chocolate, have naps. Yeah. That's basically the have naps is that resolution we're so far keeping, and to eat chocolate if I had that as one. Supposed to be
Well,
eating less chocolate.
we did the bad thing again this year. We actually went through the entirety of Game of Thrones, all 8 seasons.
Yeah, we started it right before Christmas, just like we did in 2020.
And we were up till 3 and 4 in the
3 and
morning.
4 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah.
And we finished it on Sunday. And then Monday, I was like, we're doing a bunch of stuff, and I was all of a sudden like,
no, there's no more Game of
Game
Thrones.
of Thrones. So we had to go back to our old standby.
Laverne
Murder, She Wrote,
Shirley.
All in the Family, and Laverne and Shirley, which were all on tape and we're all about to go off. And yes, we watched all of the Murder, She Wrote seasons twice already, but we still watch it again. And I'm trying to remember exactly who killed who and what. So, oh, hey, Mel. Thanks for joining. Mel's been selling a lot of China, which is nice to clear it out. The USA is still the highest market. Yeah, I guess I didn't think. I have to think a little bit more on what I've got on my Etsy side of things. Make sure I've got the right kind of amount in there, but I'll still make the price good enough that I'm covering it. I have US shipping set up, and I haven't done the proper thing with Etsy, which is set the US shipping separately, which I could cover more of. I'm just burying the US shipping. So I got to do a little more digging into how we figure out that. Elisa said she had kids ask where Craig the unicorn and Rick the dragon went. They're just blowing whatchamacallit. Oh, sorry.
Fire and Ice.
Oh, and Heather is still selling those painted ponies that she bought for $250 for the last. These were the last of the painted ponies, I think was the name of them, and they were like ceramic or porcelain decorative ponies, painted ponies. And I think she and Bob spent $1,000 or $2,000 on them. So I'm glad they're still selling.
Yes, good for you.
Lisa said she made US only for Etsy, like patterns and books, which are tariff-free. Yeah, that's really good. No interest for anything on Etsy. Well, you're just starting. I don't even know how much you've got on there, but you never know what.
Yeah, and Etsy's a different platform with all of the keywords and the.
Yeah. So I'm going to be digging in a lot more into Allura in the next little while to try and figure out how to improve that and see if it's worth some money. And I'll talk to you more about that as I do that and figuring out the platforms. But let's talk about our Resell-utions. Resolution number 1. Buy less. Very simple.
That's a tough
Buy less. Why? Because I buy a lot. And so I am actually at the point right now, surprisingly, I'm big FOMO. This homo got big FOMO. I have been 14 days. My name is Craig D, and I'm a thriftaholic. And I have been 14 days, and I don't know if I get a chip or I have to go buy them, or maybe I'll eat chips. But still, it's like 14 days. 2 senior Tuesdays, I have not gone into a thrift store.
His teeth are itchy.
Oh. Today was just like, but it's Tuesday. Oh, we're driving out. Almost buy one. Like, I could have turned and, but no. Buy less. That's number 1. That's the first thing I'm looking at doing is buying less.
So someone had a question about Allura.
Oh, Allura is a Chrome extension that goes onto Etsy that helps you with keywords. There's a free version of it, but I've ran out of the free version that does keywords, helps you with pushing your stuff, posting to Instagram, all sorts of different things. So again, I'm just going to look at it a little bit more. Lisa was, the other Lisa in here was actually used it and told me about it. So I'm just going to try and figure out what it is and how I can see if I can work it to help that. Mahjong and thrift stores are my social life. Maybe I got to start playing Mahjong. Maybe I'll figure out how to do it virtually.
We'll have to keep watching Crazy Rich Asians.
This is the Lisa that told me about Allura. Waiting Valley Village and Salvation Army. Good for you. And Tamara and chips or donuts. Well, yes, Tamara and I met on Friday because we're going to be putting some stuff into a Max Sold auction for her. And I said, do you want to meet at Value Village or Timmy's? And she said, initially she said Value Village, then I said Timmy's. So we ended up meeting at Timmy's, and we sat and chatted for an hour. And she actually had some stuff she's given us. Rick, can you go grab the two things that are on the top?
The top of what?
Tamara's stuff, the game and the box.
Huh?
The game and the box. The video game, Tamara's video game and the box.
Okay.
Just because I got a question I want to ask people about that too. Timmy's is Tim Hortons. Sandy, I don't buy less. I just don't thrift as often. Well, it's easy to not buy anything if you don't go anywhere. Lisa, stop thrifting locally. If it's it's hard for me because I used to go multiple times a week. Then I cut it down. Then I was doing Tuesdays and dragging Rick out and trying to do that. And yeah, that's it. And then I got down to just, okay, well, I'm going to try and do cold turkey for a month. I'm going to see how the month goes because you'll see it's one of my other things. It's like, that's on our list of things to do. I'm going to go out of order here, I think. But I'll talk about, which is getting rid of stuff. No, I'll talk about that. But here's the Tamara thing I just thought was really interesting and fun. So Tamara dropped off some video games. Now, here's a question I just don't know. What do you do if you've got video games? Like, now, here's an interesting thing, Tamara. This was in your list. This is in your box of stuff. Rick looked it up. It can sell for $150 to $200 for this. Now, I don't have a PlayStation. Like, you did give me one, but there's no plugs. I don't know how to try and test this. So I don't know if there's anybody out there who's a
video game
person,
expert.
But what do you do with stuff like this? How do you test it? Carl, Andrew, anybody? What do you do when you've got a game that you can't test? Because this could be a $200 game. But more interesting than that, this game was not there. So you would think if there's no game, it's like, okay, we'll get rid. This game was not. This booklet, Tamara, has sold for $75 to $100 for this booklet. This box, this crushed up box, sold for $40 to $50. So these are not going in Max Sold. These are going to go on eBay, but we're just trying to, this at least we know, hey, we're just going to put on them that there's obviously nothing inside them. But this game is the one I'm trying to figure out because we've got a bunch of other games. They're not, most of the games are worth $10, $20. So I'm putting them on as in the Max Sold. But this game that's worth a lot more money, I don't want to risk that.
Potentially, yes.
Check with Matt in craft. That's his, I didn't realize that was his niche. Sell it untested. Yes, we are going to be selling it, I guess, untested. I just was wondering if there's a way to try and figure it out because I don't know if untested, if most people test them. Pop it in a console lot. Yeah, but I don't have a console.
LOL. LOL, not a lot. LOL. Put it in a console. Put it in a twist.
I wish I had a bunch sitting around, but we don't. And then, yeah, just don't, it's untested. Rarely you have an issue. I just don't want to have an issue with a $200 game. That's all. Carl tries to buy the consoles, but you have not tested yours. You'd find a friend. I don't have any friends.
So sad to be all alone.
I sold, other than you guys, I sold a Nintendo Game Boy box for $140. The game was Cool World. Oh, that's neat, Paul. So yeah, it was just interesting. So it's like, that's exciting. So it's also exciting when you have, when you
didn't show the box either.
Yeah, it's also, but not only do we need to buy less, we need to list more and sell more. So that's like my next big thing is buy less, list more. So we actually went yesterday, and this is sort of something I've talked about in the past. We do inventory, so we started going through our inventory again, especially since that one damn Funko Pop disappeared. So we're going through our inventory, and there it's like we listed about 15 things yesterday, Rick, and found another 10 things that had fallen off
No, more than that.
radar that were all stuff that, well, we should be able to get at least $50 for this. Like there's a lot of different things that you can take a look at. I never thought about that. I guess we could do that. You can even sell them if they're scratched. Yeah, this one does not look scratched. I mean, I did look at it. It does look really nice. It looks, and it's got this, but I just tomorrow
it has the manual tucked inside.
I think we'll try and do this. I mean, I know so little about these kind of games that I don't even know when I look at this and I open this up and I see this on top.
No, they don't come with a memory card.
I don't know if that means it's missing something.
That's the space for a memory card. My understanding is that you can pop a memory card into the PlayStation 2 and save your gameplay. So the next time you open that game and play that
memory
game,
card holder on it.
Yeah.
I just thought it could be an actual
you can pick up where you left off.
I thought it could be an actual thing.
I think there might be.
I don't know. I don't play video games. I get stuck on video games. Like literally stuck on video games.
I never played them growing up, so I have no affinity.
I know you may have one, but I am far away from you, so I can't test it out. Hey Heather, good night. Say good night to Bob. That's next is list more. So we're starting to list a lot more. We're starting to figure out what stuff we need to do something with. We're also looking, when we're doing listing more, we're looking at our number 3, which is raising our average selling price. So in the past, we actually used to have a large number of our items. I would say probably 50% of our items were under $20.
Yeah, like
before the de minimis disappeared. And they were collectible items. So someone would pay $15 for something and pay $8 shipping. Now, I have to admit, it was a lot better like 5 years ago when someone could pay $4 shipping. And now prices are going up again. If you are using USPS, prices are going up again shortly. Canada Post prices, I think, are going up a little bit. So when you're looking at that, you're actually going, great, now I got more postage. So part of the challenge that I think a lot of people have to look at, and this is something I want you to think about, is what am I selling my item at? What's the postage at? And is that going to be the sort of the stopper from your sale? So what we're trying to do is look at raising our prices. That's what I'm saying by like lifting our average prices up for 2 reasons. One, so that we can actually sell and get more money. But secondly, so that our shipping is not detrimental to the sale price. So a perfect example for us right now is we have still about 200 pairs of Doc Marten shoelaces. Now, we used to sell them as a single shoelace, and we could sell it as a single shoelace for $14, including tracking, because we get $8. We paid a penny for the shoelaces. So it was a way for us to make $8 all the time on this. But now we have to pay like $10 to get it shipped with duty. Or if someone buys it in the US and they have to buy it going through EIS, they're going to be charged like $25 shipping. So it's really like going to be a challenge for us. So we're trying to do things that raise our average price. So what I'm doing with those, Rick and I, are putting them into big lots. So bigger lots being something that someone can look at and maybe digest. So I'd rather, instead of trying to sell 1 shoelace set or 2, we're trying to sell 10. Now, some people may go, I don't want 10. But if you could buy 10 for $25, it may make you go, oh, okay. And then the duty and everything is a little bit more palatable because they're $2.50 a piece. So even if it's 20% duty, it's only 50 cents. So there may be some ways to try and figure out your way around that. So again, raising your prices in one of two kind of ways. One, duty. One is to raise the average selling price just so you sell more. And that's also when you're thrifting and looking for stuff. And two is to raise the price so that your shipping does not become the end of everything. I can't throw it over the border. We just can't get it there anymore. Canada post new pricing has really hurt me since I live in a fairly remote area. Yeah, that's what somebody had a post today, and I was looking at it and going, I'm not sure if it's where it's from, but they were sending from BC to Nova Scotia, and they said the price went from about $8 up to 11. So yeah, it has gone up quite a lot. You're just responding to me now. You can look for the courts. I'm not testing it. We're getting that auction ready to launch. So
yeah, it's no.
We'll just figure that out. We'll talk about that afterwards. So yeah, so number 3, raising prices. So we've got buy less, list more, raise your price. And next, it's cross-list magic. I know I'm self-promoting myself here, but it's true. Cross-list magic is a game changer for us, and I think it is a game changer for anybody who hasn't done it. I think you guys all know how much we've talked about it. I know a number of you use it, but it's just so easy. Not only from the standpoint of being able to move something from one platform to another, it's something that we haven't done a lot of when we're looking at cross-list magic is, I'll see if I can pull this up for you to see, is they actually have it on here, and we don't use it enough, is Instagram is on here. And Facebook Marketplace. We are starting to use it for that. They're in beta testing for Whatnot, which is great. But it just allows, and they have Shopify if you have a Shopify store. But it's like so easy to be able to look at. But the Instagram thing is something I want to start doing as well, is just to take a look at that. So we are really trying to look at the things that are there. And see if there's any way we can do something better with it. I love Crossless Magic. Very affordable. Made a huge difference in your December sales. Yay. And Lisa's been using it a lot of Etsy stuff to eBay in hopes of someone buying it using EIS. Yeah. And we're also using it to go to Facebook. So no, we haven't figured that one out yet.
Well, we've tried Pinterest like way back in 2000.
We've tried
2019 when it was suggested that should be shared from your eBay listing to Pinterest. Yeah. It's a move.
Cross listing again, and this is something we've talked about in the past, is just try and see if there's ways for you to expand from your own, like your one place. Because that's, again, with all the challenges that you've got out there, EIS is helpful. But being able to try something on Etsy or try something on Poshmark. And again, we've tried a few things on there. We might do some more on Poshmark, but Etsy, I think, and Facebook Marketplace are the two places we're looking at adding to. And then, of course, we're looking at Max Sold or a local auction house. Now, there's lots of other local auction houses out there. So we suggest taking a look at any of those if Max Sold isn't in your area. But again, we did our last Max Sold, and we got the sales that were up in the $1,300 mark. So we've actually found it as being a really strong way for us to push the stuff out. We're working on 2 right now. So we're trying to do them at least once a month. I'm aiming for 10 because sometimes we get to the point where we don't get ready and then we're falling behind. And then we're like, oh crap, we're not going to make this date. Because I have them planned right now. Rick hates this, but I have them planned for every 3 weeks. And naps get in the way.
Yes.
Kendra's asking, are most people just including or hiding the tariff into the price of the item, or letting people know the tariff cost and adding it after the sale? So here's the challenge, Kendra. Number 1, we believe that the buyer should be paying the tariffs completely. The challenge is if you bury the price in, it's raising your price up, and it doesn't necessarily compete with something else that's out there.
It's also increasing the tariff cost.
And it also increases the tariff. So it's like if you had a $100 item and you knew there was a $30 tariff on it, you're going to have to sell it for $130 now, which means the tariff is at $130. It's like, it's a tricky kind of thing. So with Etsy, like the one way is to bury it if you can. We bury it in our shipping. So we don't expect to sell much through Etsy because our shipping is so high. Our shipping is $35 to $50. But again, we just ran into the problem with this plate that is a $200 plate. Now, most of the stuff we sell on Etsy isn't that high, but it happens that Germany is a 25% on China to the US. Anything made in Germany is 25%. So 25% of $200 is $50 in tariffs. We only sell in the US now through eBay. There's two ways. If it's a made in USA item, we list it as with a US price available. And then if it's not made in the US, we don't list it as available. I'll do a video on that probably in the next week to sort of explain it a little better. Because basically, if it's from somewhere other than made in the USA, it needs to go through EIS. It's the only way we're going to be selling.
So you don't include shipping to the States in any of your listings?
And no. So there's no tariff if I'm selling a US item to the US. There's no tariff if I'm selling a book to the US. So I can say, here's my shipping cost to Canada on ebay.ca. Here's my shipping cost to the US. Here's my shipping cost worldwide. And the US people are going to see, oh, that's one way I can ship it is $8. The other way is through EIS, and it's going to cost me $25. So they won't choose the EIS way. No, it's
going to the States. It was made in Germany.
Going to the US, it's made in Germany.
And it is porcelain.
And it is a piece of China.
Well, it's porcelain.
Porcelain. Lisa moved all her US pricing from 25 to 40 spending on the item. So depending on, yeah. Magazines are tariff-free too. They just can't go media mail. So it's a challenge. If you that's good if you can cover it with the 35%. Again, we don't believe that, like, no US buyer is going to pay the tariff for us if we have something that we have to buy. It never has. No UK buyer is going to do it. And so we don't believe that we should even be collecting it. Like, it's against even my policy or our policy to even be collecting and remitting on behalf of them. They should be doing it all on their own. So that's the reason we're not using Whatnot right now, because Whatnot only uses UPS to ship into the States. So it's a hard thing to try and figure out. But again, our position is you shouldn't be selling to the US without them paying for it. But you can't figure out a way. If someone's bought it on eBay or bought it on Etsy, you can't go back to them after and go, oh, by the way, here's another invoice for $65 for the tariffs.
Yeah,
that way. Your sale is already done.
This is really our perspective and the way we're doing things. If you figured out a way to actually become comfortable with upping whatever your prices are to cover off the tariffs and pay them and get the stuff sold and shipped, more power to you. Yeah. But again, our perspective is, as sellers, it's not on us. It shouldn't be on us to pay the tariff on behalf of the buyer where they haven't paid us the tariff that we need to pay on their behalf.
And now, this week, maybe tomorrow, the U.S. Supreme Court is actually going to be issuing one of the rulings on whether the tariffs were legal.
Hopefully it's in our favor.
And hopefully it's in the world's favor, and then that's going to throw another loop into everybody's shipping, because nobody's going to know what the heck to do in that case. So as I said, our max sold was thing. So what's one of the other things that we got to do for our resolutions?
Nap.
No, nap is not Resell-utions.
Oh.
I just love this. I don't think you're getting the point of this exercise. Toss, donate, and keep. We're trying to do it the other way around. We're trying to keep as little as we can and donate and toss as much as we can. So I have boxes that I have picked up at my local grocery store that are relatively okay size, like food boxes that I'd never use for shipping. And I have them sitting in my garage right now. And we're looking up stuff and going, nope.
We're being brutal.
throw it.
This is only worth $12, and we can't put it at our booth because no one's going to look at it.
And no one's going to buy it on Max Sold, or it was on Max Sold twice now and it didn't get a bid. It's like toss. So we're trying to do that thing where we're literally going, we need to get rid of more things. We need to actually, I guess I call it be vicious in donating. That's actually a good idea to your Buy Nothing Facebook group if you've got stuff like that. And I hadn't thought about that, but there are a lot of local freebies and stuff like that. I might try and post to something like that, but I don't like giving this stuff away. It's really difficult because you paid money. Even though you may have made the money back, it's still so it's so hard. So god darn hard to try and do that. It's worse than trying to not go to a thrift store is trying to say, I should just throw this out. I have this doll that's been sitting on my desk now for 9 months. A Wonder Woman with no feet. I can't figure out what to do with her. I don't want to toss her because she's got no feet. I don't know if I can sell her because she's got no feet. It's like it's like, oh, but she's just diabetic. She sits here staring at me like this. Her little no feet sitting in front of me.
It's like diabetic Diana Prince.
I don't know what and it's like, do I put her in Max Sold and people see she has no feet? Like, I don't know what to do. So that's the typical sort of thing that I look at is like, it's so difficult.
You can spin easier.
It's so difficult to get rid of these things. You know this, Rick, because you sit there watching me.
Yes.
Pause. That's my biggest thing. So if I can learn to do that and be vicious in donating, I might do a little bit better. And sort of, I think the last thing that's on our list is try and keep this as fun as you possibly can. Try and be positive at what you're doing. And there was a great quote that I found that I loved, which is, I'm going to keep having fun every day I have left thrifting because there is no other way of life. You just have to decide whether you're a Tigger or an Eeyore. And I saw this and I thought, this is a perfect quote. Just, it's not with every day I have left. It's with every day I have left reselling. I just want to add the word reselling in there. I didn't have time to type in the word reselling. But you need to decide if you're a Tigger or an Eeyore. Now, most of the time I'm a poo. Like I got my head stuck in the thrift thing looking for honey, and my butt is sticking out, and Rick is trying to push my butt in to get to the honey. But a lot of the times I am a Tigger, and I try and bounce back. Right? That's the whole thing. I try and bounce. And this is what we're trying to do in 2026. We're trying to bounce back and still keep having fun. Keep the F for fun in thrifting. I mean, that's really...
Otherwise, it would just be thrift.
Otherwise, it would just be thrifting, which isn't really good to do. So,
yes, Mr.
That's the kind of thing we're trying to do. Kendra's saying, do we have a number? If it's worth less than 10, 20, etc., then it gets donated? Oh, yeah. I mean, I will honestly say, I have probably 50 things right now that I haven't been able to sell, and they have a value of solds on eBay or Etsy of $50 or more, and I can't get rid of them in eBay.
For some reason, they're just not selling.
My is not selling. And I got a perfect example. We have a Harley Davidson motorcycle Christmas display. It's like a motorcycle that's got a couple little Christmas ornaments on it. And it was a limited edition from about 10 years ago. And I bought it at a thrift store for $15. And they sell for $150 to $200. And I've listed it all the way down to $100, $90. And I can't get rid of mine. And other ones are selling for $150. And I just can't donate that one. So that's the tough thing. And that was even before tariffs, though, Canadian Brick Cafe. It was even before that. I wish it wasn't just that. I wish I could blame it all on the tariffs, but I can't. Some of the stuff is just like somebody buying something from Canada. They don't want to buy something from Canada, or somebody, well, or just the simple fact that half the time when you're searching on eBay or Etsy, it doesn't seem like your item even comes up, and you know it's listed, and you can refresh 18 times, and then all of a sudden you're there, and then it's not, and then there's solds, and then there's not. Drives me absolutely bonkers. Actually, we were doing this yesterday, and I was going, how come I'm seeing there is a sold on eBay when I now go to eBay solds in Terapeak, there's no solds? How can something be sold and not be sold
in Terapeak? Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. So it's a challenge. Normally, if it's something under $10, that's why we're looking at trying to bulk some stuff together. But in other cases, I've got stuff that I'm donating right now that is probably $10 or $20. I just look at it and go, I need to free up my mind. I mean, that's one of the sort of, what is it, the on Vogue, was that free your mind and the rest will follow. Empty your garage, you won't feel that hollow. I don't know.
Did we mention that we finished clearing out our storage locker? I don't know if you said that.
I don't know if I said that. I might have said that before, but yeah, it was.
That was one of the other things. It
was a resolution from last year, was actually, and we did manage to do it. That by December, it took us to December 31st, but we did get rid of that. So that's kind of the methodology of what we're doing. So if you want to look at, I'm going to do a quick little sort of recap on this. I'm
paying attention. Should I take notes?
Yes, you can take notes if you want. So we're looking at our Resell-utions, and we gave you our sort of ideal list. But at the end of the day, here is our ideal list. Shop less, list more, increase our average sale prices, cross list to more platforms better. So again, it's like I do cross list, but I need to figure out how to do it better. In our case, it's run at least 10 max sold auctions. In your case, it could be run 10 high bid auctions. Find a local, high bid is pretty well everywhere. Find a local auction company that will take your stuff and charge you 30%. You're paying 18 to 20% right now on eBay and Etsy and everything like that. Find someone who for 30% will list it, photograph it, and do everything with it. Donna from Boogaloo Buys does that with David Boyce, who's in our local area, and he does high bid auctions. So he takes stuff and gets rid of it for her. Be vicious in donating. If you got something you've had for 10 years and you haven't sold us, time to go. If you've tried it every which way but Sunday, try to get rid of it. Except for those things that are $50 or more, and then you keep on holding on to them for whatever reasons. Okay, so, but try to be vicious. Try to keep a positive outlook. And then always try to keep the F for fun in thrifting, because as Rick said, otherwise you're just thrifting and nobody knows what that is. But those are the kind of resolutions that hopefully will help you with your reselling solutions for 2026. We're going to try and come back a little more often as well now in 2026 than we did in 2025. We're looking at doing some shorter shows, so we'll still be here on Tuesdays, but we may look at doing shorter shows. Today's show is only going to be about 45 minutes. We're trying to see if there's a way we can get to like 30 minutes or so. And that way,
like to talk too much. That's never going to happen.
And that way I can do some stuff and come back on a weekly basis. So I've had a number of people say, "Hey, that's a lot to remember, those things." Well, it's a lot, but it's right there. You go. You can screen cap that. I will be posting this if you are in the craft group. That actually is in the craft group. We did post that as our resolution. So if you go into Craft, Canadian Resellers and Fantastic Thrifters group, and you search for Resell-utions, you will find those posts and you'll find that list. So you can see it all there. And there's the group list there. But yeah, I've had a few people say, could you come on a little more often? And we did shut down the Kennel Club. So we're going to try and look at doing that sort of thing, so that I can chat with people and Rick can say, go talk to someone else.
It hasn't been that bad, has it?
It's been a year of you going, can't you just talk? I've heard that enough times. Shut up. So we'll do that. So thanks, Louette. Yes, if you can have me a half an hour, it's better than not at all. And again, we can all commiserate. with each other about what's good and what's bad. And next week I will be back. Next week we're going to do a little mini thrifter to throw it from some of the stuff that we found just before Christmas, because I'm not shopping anymore right now, so it's a thrifter to throw it from before.
Whoa!
And I might do something on some interesting research I did.
Oh yeah, Rick could do something
Maybe.
good. Oh, I might make Rick do a show. That's not gonna happen.
No.
He'll not do it. So thank you very much for joining me here and joining Rick here at our Two Dogs Digs Live Hall Pass. If you haven't subscribed. If you haven't, and then you'll see our things whenever we do it. We're going to try and, again, rejig this year, and that's not one of my resolutions, but it's one of my personal resolutions, is to try and do a little more with videos, do a little more activity back onto the kennel, or onto the Two Dogs Digs channel. So we're going to shop our inventory tubs. Yep, we're going to do that. We're going to show one of those as well. So we got a lot of things we can do if we parse it into some smaller shows instead of an hour plus. And then other people can watch them too, that they don't have to wait for a whole hour. Thanks so much again. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Right, Rick?
Sure. See you next Tuesday. I love that acronym.
I know.
You're horrible. You better work.
I didn't think you're rude. You're rude man.
Of course I am.
Bye, everyone.
I'm fun.